I spent the last 5 years journaling every single day. And today I want to share with you how I did it, why I did it, the ways that my life changed and the way that I benefited from this practice, and the way that you can elevate your life as well through implementing journaling into your daily routine. Also, make sure you're sticking to the end of this video because I'll be sharing with you some really valuable journal prompts that you can use to get yourself started in implementing journaling as a regular routine in your life. This is a practice that changed my life in so many more ways than I could ever express to you in this video. And the best news is all you need to do it too is a pen and a paper. Let's get into it. Hey family, welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm Rojosa, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. I am so blessed that you are here on my YouTube channel. Now, if you're into topics like self-development, spirituality, manifestation, productivity, organization, psychology, philosophy, ancient or esoteric wisdom such as Kabbalah, and then blending all of that with business, success, and leadership, then I really hope that you'll stick around and subscribe to the channel because trust me, it's getting lit over here, okay? I am filming this video right now in the beautiful mountain rainforest of Costa Rica. I am seeing monkeys as we speak. And I just want to give a little disclaimer because while the views are beautiful and I got this cute little microphone that I'm holding, I'm not sure if you can pick up on all the beautiful rainforest sounds. And if you can, I apologize, but also, not really, because it's pretty beautiful, but hopefully this mic is doing the trick. I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there. If you can't do rainforest sounds, I'm sorry, my friend. The rainforest sounds are here to stay because I'm in a rainforest. But yeah, so about journaling. Yeah, I picked up my journaling practice for real, around 5 years ago. It was around this time for me that I really started questioning my life and questioning my choices, really pondering upon how did I get to where I am in my life right now. To give you a little background, I was in university for almost 2 years. I dropped out my second year and I just hit a really low point while I was in uni. I was breaking up with a boyfriend that I had at the time. It was a super unhealthy dynamic and relationship. I lost a lot of my friends due to circumstances changing in my life and theirs and friends growing apart and life doing its thing. I was extremely unhappy with where I was in my life, the things I was studying, the things I was doing with my free time. I was basically just completely unconscious, living my life in robotic mode, partying, drinking, smoking, not really giving a shit about my life and my future. I was really just escaping reality through substances, through toxic relationships, and things that just weren't really pushing me forward in life. So I hit this breaking point and I decided in one moment, I am going to completely turn around my life and change for the better. And at the time, I didn't know what that looked like. I knew I wanted to be on YouTube. I knew that was one thing I had envisioned for myself and my life and my future, but I always pushed it off like, oh, one day I'll do it, but it never became an actual reality. But I knew it was something I always wanted to do. It wasn't until I started journaling that all the pieces started coming together, and they continue to every single day that I put that pen to paper. Now, everything in life that you want to achieve, it all starts with a vision, right? You're not going to get somewhere if you don't know where it is that you're going or what you're aiming for. Everything that I wrote down at the time that I wanted to manifest ended up coming into fruition that year. I moved out of the country to Los Angeles. I started a new life, a new business. I started traveling a lot more. I met new like-minded friends, and I was traveling to go meet those friends. Really started building a life and developing myself as a brand on YouTube and going to events and meeting people. And all of a sudden, new people, new opportunities all started flooding in. But it wouldn't have happened if I didn't set the intention for that and I didn't see that for myself in my life. Now, I've gone through hundreds of journals. I am a journal hoarder and I write a lot. It's one of my favorite ways to manifest and to put things out into existence is through taking it out of my mind, out of just intangible ideas and making those thoughts tangible and physical in this reality so I can see it and process it visually. So my personal practice with journaling is that I'll wake up at around 5, 6 in the morning, go to the gym, and once my endorphins are high, I will then meditate or get into a meditative state, and I will start journaling and free-flowing and writing whatever it is that comes to my mind. Now, I think the key with journaling, and if you want to develop a practice yourself and not really sure where to start, I think the rule is there are no rules, okay? As long as you dedicate time to even just word vomiting out onto the paper, that is what matters. As soon as you start adding rules, you start adding pressure to yourself, it's not going to happen, okay? You want to feel good. The whole practice and idea of this is to really just have an outlet. And a lot of people say that journaling, and for me, I find it to be even better than therapy. Like literally, my journal is a therapist. I end up getting the thoughts out of my mind. I end up being able to process my emotions, see visually my emotions, and get creatively unblocked and really move through and work through a lot of things through just simply writing whatever it is that's coming coming to my mind in that moment. I end up processing a lot, learning a lot about myself, and gain a lot of clarity of what my next steps need to be moving forward. Now, I find that journaling really helps keep me focused, productive, and organized in my life. All things that bring a lot of ease and peace of mind to me when it comes to achieving big goals. Now, I also find that journaling really helps me to calm down that monkey mind and keeps me focused. The thing about journaling is it takes things that are mindless, processes that are happening in our mind all the time, but when you take those thoughts and you put it onto paper, you're adding mindfulness into your life. You're bringing awareness into your thoughts and the way that you think, and really it's a form of meditation in and of itself. And I truly believe there is a huge difference between thinking and writing. I believe everything is energy, and the energy behind physically writing something is like you're physically taking something out of your mind, out of the intangible world of the thoughts in the mind, and bringing it down to the realm of physicality, reality, turning mind into matter. And this is why I believe that scripting is so powerful, and for me it's my favorite technique with manifestation, because you are making something that is intangible literally physical. That is literally manifestation, turning thoughts into reality. And it just feels more real to me. It feels like once it's out of my mind and onto paper, like it's done, it's solidified, it's out there, it's in the world, and there's no takesy backsy. Y'all know I talk about manifestation a lot on my channel, but if you've been here a while, you also know I love to make things practical. I love to make them easy and simple. And for me, my journaling practice is a super practical tool that has helped me tremendously in my life. Now, something else that I do, and this is specifically related to goal setting, is whenever I'm planning out my goals, I will 10x those goals and make sure that they're written on paper. I will expand myself beyond what I think is even possible for myself, just so I can expand my vessel to receive more. Now, Kabbalah explains a vessel is like the amount of light, the amount of energy that you can hold and contain in our human body. So for example, let's say in this phase of my life, I can only hold $100,000. But let's say I want to be a millionaire, but if I have more than $100,000, my nervous system gets dysregulated. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. My body, my vessel cannot handle the $1 million. So what I do to help me build my vessel for it is I'll expand my vision 10 times that amount to get myself used to that feeling and used to that big of a vision coming into my life, so I can get into that same energy and embodiment as having that thing. I believe that as human beings, we're meant to have big desires. And the more you have a desire for it, the more you're going to achieve. If I just desire to meet my most basic needs, then I'll be struggling my whole life. But if I set my goal 100 times that, then I'm more likely to act in alignment with that version of myself who's achieved 100 times that. And even if I don't achieve 100 times that, I might achieve 10 times that or 50 times that. But I'll be a lot further along, and I'll do a lot more action, and I'll embody that highest version of myself way more than if I just wanted to get by. If my goal is to be a world traveler, then I go about my life a lot differently than someone whose goal it is to settle down in one country, buy a home, etc. So because that is my goal, I now have a target that I'm moving towards. I was listening to some affirmations the other day on YouTube, as I usually do in the mornings, just to repeat some positive affirmations. And in this affirmation meditation, the YouTuber was prompting us to really visualize and imagine having $100 million. And initially, $100 million was never like a number in my mind that I was striving towards, but even just hearing him asking and going into the questions on what would your life look like? How would you support your family? What would you do with your time? That started to really expand the way that I thought about myself and life and how I would be different, how I would act differently. And it completely shifted my state to even think in a bigger way, whether or not that is feasible or not. Even just thinking of what I could do with that kind of money expanded me. Now, it might sound crazy, but imagine how much more you would do if you believe that that is possible for yourself. Imagine the person that you would become. If you knew your success was inevitable and you had a strong, big, expansive vision for your life, how much harder would you work to prepare yourself to receive that amount or whatever that expansive desire is that you desire? This is the point, is expand yourself so you can get into the energy of the $1 million business owner, and with consistency and dedication and repetition in that vision, then you will get there. The best thing that I ever did for myself was start this journaling practice. It's always prompting me to think of the best case scenarios, to keep my mindset positive, to flip negative situations to positive. And I don't always go through prompts, but I sometimes do. And for that reason, I want to leave you guys with some prompts that you can use following this video to help you with reaching your personal goals using the practice and the tool of journaling. Now, one of the first things that I would highly recommend that anybody does while picking up this practice of journaling is the practice of morning pages. And I believe this was originally first written by Julia Cameron, the author of The Artist's Way. But it's basically just taking whatever thoughts or running through your mind and dumping them onto the paper freely. This is really, like I said, taking your thoughts out of the mind and bringing them into reality, into awareness, into the forefront of your life. And usually when you see things written out in this way, it really simplifies a lot for you. You're really able to just take a look at what's going on up there and come to conclusions a lot quicker. Keep yourself accountable, keep yourself focused, process through emotions, unblock your creativity if it's blocked. One of my favorite things to do is gratitude, which is actually the next thing I wanted to share with you. If you don't know what to write about what you're grateful for. Gratitude is one of the most profound practices that will change your focus, which then changes your life for the best. It's also one of those things I feel that's super easy to not do, but when you do it, it actually makes a really huge difference in your life. Gratitude puts you into a positive frame and expands you to be able to receive more. Another little journal prompt that I recommend you dive into and ask yourself is to write down all of your goals and then 10x those goals and ask yourself, how does it feel to have those goals? How would it feel to manifest 10 times the amount of what your initial goals were? I then recommend that you actually rewrite these goals every single day so that you keep yourself accountable, you keep yourself focused, you remind yourself again and again and again of what it is that you're striving for. You can also use it to bring yourself back on track and say, you know what, I got this. Give yourself that pep talk. Even if you don't yet feel it or believe it, if you write it down on paper, I'm telling you, it makes it real. Now, the last thing that I would recommend that you do is if you have any unanswered questions in your life or you're seeking clarity or guidance, write it down in your journal. I personally find that when I ask the question on paper and I start writing, that my hands will be guided and they will be moved by some higher power than I and will give me the answer and the solution that I am asking for. Maybe it doesn't happen right away and it doesn't usually happen when you expect it, but the more you write and the more you just let go of like trying to force yourself needing to write in this perfect way, it'll just flow. And that is what I believe writing should be. It should be a natural flow and stream of consciousness out of mind and into paper. Now, I really hope that some of these practices helped you today. And I really hope that if it's not already a part of your routine and practice, that you try to implement it into your routine and practice. It was life-changing for me and so many people that I know who do it. I don't know anyone who ever said, I regret writing, you know? So it's a beautiful practice to take on and adopt. And I encourage you to try it out for yourself. If you've been journaling, I would love for you to leave me a comment down below. What is your favorite thing about your journaling practice? I know I just touched on the tip of the iceberg, but I needed to make some video on this because this is a practice that I've literally been consistent with for 5 years of my life. So I really hope that you found value in this video. If you did make it to this point of the video, please leave me a apple emoji in the comments section. I love seeing who made it to the end. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for sharing with me your time and your energy, which are your most valuable resources. I don't take it lightly. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate you being here. If you want to join this family, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button down below. And I'm so excited to see you in my next one. Bye bye. Mwah.